Hey everyone. Today we're going to talk about marketing, social, copywriting, and we will imagine the future that we will use AI to do all of that. Welcome to Invincible Innovation Live Show. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm Mazor, your product innovation and value creation expert, and I'll be your host. And I have a very, very special guest with me. Hi, Kate.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy that you're here.
Same.
Kate Kate Bradley Chernis is the co-founder and CEO of Lately. Kate, as we said, she's CEO of Lately, says that Lately is an AI that learns which word will get you the most engagement and turn video, audio, and text into dozens of social posts containing those words. Wow,
You
that
got
sounds
it.
really interesting. So now we have like what to talk. We're live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, and you're so invited to join the discussion and ask questions. Now we can start. I had a few talks about marketing, and it seems like it's going and each time and getting more and more complicated. So could you tell us what are the
Mm.
challenges that brands have when they face marketing, and why is it so hard?
Yeah, why? Here's what's really interesting, Adi, is the challenges brands have are the same no matter what size company it is, small, medium, or large. And this has been surprising us for years. I worked on a Walmart project a long time ago, and I was amazed that they were asking the same questions as like a mom and pop, you know, small business. And questions can be around cadence, for example. How often should I publish on Twitter? This is a big one everybody's really frustrated by. Or what hashtags to use. These kind of riddles, I think they're elusive because the the questions we wrestle with is what do I say and how do I know it's working? And part of that definition is what does working mean, right? Now, with social media, it's pretty simple. Click or share. Those are the objectives. So if you know that's the case, you're going to back into everything you're doing around those two things. So I'll drop a couple of hot tips if you don't mind around
Sure.
that. So if your objectives are click or share, as a small brand, it's harder to get the click because people don't trust you yet. There's one exception, and that is how-to content, because it's very easy to it's a trick. If the question is how to, the answer is behind the click, right? That's the trick. So that's a good one. But on the share part, the trick is to think about ego. People share because they get credit for what you've said, what they're sharing, right? So you
Yeah.
want to make them look good. That's what you're thinking of doing. And when you're writing social media posts around like how can I give somebody else the props for this idea? It's kind of like, when you were in college and someone shared a new record with you, and then you shared the record with someone else, and now you're the cool tastemaker, right? It's the same idea.
Yeah.
So those are pretty easy things to kind of think about if you break it down very simply. The problem, I think, is people don't break it down very simply. Marketers especially get so caught up in the numbers and KPIs that they don't even know what they mean, to be honest, right? And
Yeah.
when you're stuck in that matrix of spreadsheets, let's be honest, um, you're forgetting the basics, and the basics are words. What words work, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's getting complicated. We have so many options, and everybody's fighting for the attention of the end users or the end customers, and it's very hard to get this attention. So and you don't want to go to the extreme. So
Mm.
it's so challenging all the time.
Yeah, I've been testing a lot on LinkedIn to see what cuts through the noise. And some of it is about algorithms, of course. But here's what I've been finding. So, general negative ideas trend very well. So, anytime you are complaining about something,
Mhm.
people love misery.
Yeah. It's like
uh,
all the attention is going there directly. Like we wired to get that. Like if something is wrong, wow.
isn't that interesting? And the fact that the algorithms are tailored to that is kind of a little sick, to be honest, but
Yeah,
it
it's
is. So
it's
that's
it's
one.
strengthening this very human trait and
Yeah,
making it more prominent for sure.
exactly. And then I've noticed that any mention of God trends high. So if
Really?
you're praying,
That
religion, God, yep, isn't that interesting?
very, because like on LinkedIn, it's really surprising for me that you're saying that.
Yeah,
I thought it's less relevant, but I'm wrong, apparently.
who knew? I just did some tests to see. Um, the other thing is, of course, short is always good. So the shorter the better, right? And I've tried. I've been experimenting, especially with content that has no attachment, so no links, no video, no image, and that also starts to trend pretty quickly. Um, I don't know why.
Which is really strange because they usually say that you need something visual in order to get the attention, and it's not only text, it's visual, and the right visual would do this, like
Yeah,
trend.
I think it's the algorithms again. I mean,
Mm,
what is a little bit silly about LinkedIn is, oh, the other thing I've been testing is personal content versus business content, right? So it absolutely boosts personal, non-work related stuff up, which is like, what is the point, right? We're all here for the same reason, you know,
yeah.
um, and I don't understand why that is. So and LinkedIn is the space that I play in, the most. It's not, I play on Twitter and Instagram as well, but it's more my forte. So it's interesting just to experiment and watch. For me, I'm both building a personal brand as well as a company brand. Um, so, that's two different kinds of messaging, right? And I would encourage anyone to do that as well, especially non-CEOs, because chances are you're going to go to another job someday, right? And
Yeah.
you take your, God, I'm going to sound old, but you take your Rolodex with you. You take your network with you.
Rolodex. That's old.
Oh, remember those things? God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's your value, especially if you're in sales, right? I mean, you want to be able
Sure.
to brag and say, I'm a social beast and I've got 10,000 connections on LinkedIn or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think that we're living in this age that you need to be aware all the time. What is the persona that you're selling, and who is like this person that somebody's watching or seeing through these social media platforms? And it's so strange because in the past we didn't have like two. We had only ourselves. Now we have like one virtual, one real thing, and we need to manage both of them all the time. And
Mm.
it's like endless, and marketing is endless. And I think that
It
yeah,
is
like
endless.
in the past, I thought about marketing as something that, in additional to what you're doing this. And it seems that in the last like 5, 10 years, it's getting more and more of the attentions of brands, of companies that I work with, especially if they're B2C, for
Mm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important for the
Agree.
success.